really that's changed. When the Caesar burned down Rome, he used it as an excuse to blame the Christians and bring them into the Colosseum. What new event is going on now? But I bring those things all up because the sole purpose of some of the things we've been trying to accomplish is this. We all recognize that what they're trying to do, and they actually propagandize us with the media on these issues, is they're looking to create a civil war. They are tempting and taunting all the patriots in America to come out of the closet and confront them. They are looking to foreshadow the real agenda behind what we're trying to accomplish by making another disaster out of it. And that's the one thing that we're most cautious about, and that is we are not going to give them an excuse to use military force against anybody. And that is only going to be precipitated by anyone who attempts to do these things violent. So as you referred to earlier, we want to take the model of Gandhi and Martin Luther King and other peaceful men who made tremendous changes in their generations and in their countries by taking a peaceful approach to the heart of the problem. They stood up and they knew that there was a cost involved. Gandhi went to jail. Martin Luther King went to jail. Other good men have put their lives on the line. JFK was assassinated trying to deal with this problem in the 1960s. These things are not new in the world, and we're not so naive that we don't know what kind of situations do exist. But we have some new things in the world that have never been out there in the world, in my perspective, before. Number one, we have a communication system equal to theirs. It's amazing to me that they built it. The Internet was built for command and control for the United States military so that they would never lose command and control. And yet it's the greatest device we have now, other than issues like RBN, where we can, in a semi-private venue, have a conversation here and exchange ideas and ignore the American media circus, which is, sound bites and 30-second discussions and slogans that you need to memorize because it's poured into your head 10,000 times without any truthful investigative analysis, without any real discussion of the issues. The best we can ever get here is an 8-minute segment on a TV show, even from the best, like Glenn Beck or anybody else. And although I don't ever watch TV, it's amazing that the American population has become so I'm searching for the word now. We have become we're victims of the let me see what I can call this here. The music video mentality. We can have a song played along with a video. It doesn't last 3 minutes or longer because that's where our attention span has gotten down to. 3 minutes, and we can't keep our attention focused on any issue for 3 minutes or longer. No wonder it's so difficult to try to bring people up to speed. But I'd like to emphasize to everybody listening to the call tonight that one of the things that has been done is we are piggybacking on the successes of other people who have done grand jury style issues throughout the country. And many people are not aware of those things, and they have had their successes. And we are trying to join them, aid them, and assist them, and bring it to a higher level, one that's recognized throughout the country, one that the politicians can actually jump onto. Can you imagine, Sam, what a governor could do by putting a moratorium on foreclosures? The historical precedent's already there. They did it in 1929 and 1933. They put a moratorium on foreclosures to help stop the Great Depression. Now, isn't that a wonderful thing to do? And why won't they stand up? Also, I'd like to congratulate some of the people we sometimes think as our enemies, because there are some courageous judges out there. There's a courageous Judge Boyko in Ohio who let us know that these foreclosures are all malarkey. We have a courageous Judge Rose. We have the Kansas State Supreme Court has said that 60 million of these mortgages are complete fraud. We have Florida cases that demonstrate back as far as 2002 that MERS, the Mortgage Electronic Registry System, was so full of holes it looked like Swiss cheese, and it wasn't going to fly in their courts. We have all kinds of courts that have created new kind of rules that actually call for arbitration and demand the documents be produced before these plaintiffs can go into court. And yet, because we are not aware of it, they pass right by without our knowledge, and the court makes the assumption we waive their right to that too. And those are one of the things that we have to bring to people's forefront. We know the the American people have the common sense to make a country workable. And we know that common sense will get it done. And the last thing we want to do is attack men who have used their character and position to help us and demonstrate to us what we're not aware of. These courageous judges who have told us the right things need to be applauded. And they know what they're at risk of. Remember, in 1967, the Credit River decision got that judge killed within 6 months. I think his name was Mahoney. That case is still on the books, and it demonstrates exactly what's going on. We have a Federal Reserve attorney, trying to think of his name, Walker Todd Scott, testified in the case about the two types of money they're using. Money of exchange and the fictional money they create on their books. Now, if they create fictional money on their books, what are you required to pay back? Is it fictional money? It's exactly Alice in Wonderland. And so a lot of good people are trying to expose that for us, but we need to stand up and help support them too. They're also in dangerous positions, and I admire those men. I want them to know that we are not their adversaries. We want to support them also, and we want to do that with the grand juries because we have the right to investigate corruption. We have the right to hold them accountable to their duties. We have the right and the responsibility to hold them to the confines of the authority that we gave them. They're not free to raid the pantry, and that's the heroin that they're on. Their heroin that they're addicted to is unlimited credit, spending our labor, spending our children's labor, going into the grandchildren's generation now of stealing your labor before you were even born, so that they can go out there and pursue that control and power issue worldwide. Well, it's time for these megalomaniacs to go back to the asylum.
Tom, let me interrupt you a second. You raised a very good issue about stealing our credit, stealing our energy. I'd like to bring Reagan on. This is an area that Reagan probably better than all of us understands. Reagan, would you comment on that, please, and how that relates to the Restore America plan?
Well, I don't really know what you're after, Sam, but that's basically all they're doing is these corporations are all dead. That's the reason you have to motion a court. You have to petition a court. That court is a dead entity. All their corporations are dead. They have to have an energy source to usurp off of before they can do anything. The problem is they get us to loan them our energy in the manner in which they want to use it. And that's basically all these corporations do is they usurp our energy because they're dead. I mean, that's a hard thing for people to understand, that these corporations have no existence in law. They have no existence in reality. And therefore, these folks understand, apparently, that they have to have an energy source. And that energy source is us. And
you proved that. You proved that just recently in a neighboring state. Would you feel comfortable commenting on that case?
Well, yeah, I went up I was in West Virginia, Princeton, and it was a friend of mine, and it was one of these, I don't know if
contrived citation cases, yeah.
Anyway, and I went into the magistrate's office with a one Supreme Court order and a half-ounce of silver, and I walked in there, and he had 3 police officers in there with him, city police officers. And he said, he asked me if he could help me, and I said, yeah, I'm here to dismiss a case. He said, I'm the magistrate here. I said, sir, you was the magistrate before I came into the county. I am now the magistrate. He said, pardon me? I said, that's correct. I said, you are dead in the law. I'm here as the living law. Therefore, I have superior authority. And basically, all he could do was stare at you because, well, what was he going to say? But that was basically the gist of it. I mean, we went back and forth for a while, but
and the principal didn't even know you had visited. And what happened the following day when the principal went into open court?
He went into open court. He didn't know that I went